TV is providing the candidates for the Board of Selectmen in the town of Duxbury this opportunity to let the voters get to know them. Each of the candidates will be given 3 minutes for a candidate statement, wherein they will outline their campaign message. They will then be asked 3 questions and have 3 minutes to answer those questions. There are 4 candidates running for one position on the Board of Selectmen. Welcome, Fernando Guitart.
Hi there, Julie. How are you doing?
Thanks for being here. Please proceed with your candidate statement. You have 3 minutes.
Hello, Duxbury. I hope you're safe and well and doing okay. My name is Fernando Guitart, and I'm running for Selectman at the special election and state primaries Tuesday, September 1st. And Selectman, I'm committed to represent all Duxbury. I believe my priorities will address, in part or in whole, the broad spectrum of the goals and aspirations of the community. Having listened to feedback from residents at town meetings and the numerous one-on-one conversations, I believe there are 3 principal goals of equal importance. A public school system that provides sustainable excellence in education, the preservation of the town's historic fabric and rural character, and delivery of town service in a fiscally responsible manner that is effective, efficient, and ultimately accountable to the taxpayers that fund our budget. As a member of the Board of Selectmen, I'll work in a collaborative, thoughtful, balanced, and fiscally responsible manner, building on the good work already done by the current and previous boards to address these important areas in what is becoming an increasingly difficult and challenging time for the town and its residents. I'm committed to do the best for the town that my family and I have happily called home since 2011. I bring with me over 35 years of corporate operational experience with an international energy company and a record of leadership working through complex and challenging issues. I currently serve on the Duxbury's Finance Committee, which is providing me with an understanding of municipal finances and nearly every major issue facing our town, from capital expenditures to operating budgets, from policy choices to strategic long-term planning. Being in the Finance Committee has also allowed me to build the relationships with town management, department heads, and the selectmen that will allow me to step in and work effectively from day one to address these key issues that we as a community need to confront and serve and solve. Combined with my corporate experience, I believe my leadership of the concerned citizens of Duxbury, the Duxbury Civic Association, and my current tenure on the Finance Committee makes me the best qualified candidate to serve Duxbury in these challenging times. You can find out more about my candidacy on Facebook at Fernando Guitart for Duxbury Selectmen, also on Instagram and Twitter at Fernando4Dux, as well on my website, www.fernandofordux.com. For the special election and state primaries, please note that obviously you can vote in person on the day, also by absentee ballot, which can be requested from the town clerk by August 26th, and through early voting at the Lieutenant Timothy Steele Athletic Building, August 22nd through 28th. You can also obtain additional information on the election on the town's website. I would really appreciate your vote at the special election. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. First question. As a result of the pandemic and the governor's orders imposing strict limitations on people gathering, the town has not been able to conduct regular in-person board and committee meetings and has adapted to conduct these meetings virtually. How do you think this delivery method has impacted the town and the residents' ability to participate? And do you see a hybrid version being utilized in the future once there is some semblance of normal? You have 3 minutes.
Right, I do think that the virtual meetings have increased our ability to participate. Unless your meeting was in the mural room or televised via PAC TV, your only option to participate was in person. Now, with all meetings being held virtually, you can access them online, live on demand, you can send emails or call in, which is fantastic. Finance Committee meetings have never been televised. Now, at least you have the option to participate from home, which is great, especially for working families and seniors. Over 500 parents participated at yesterday's school committee meeting, which was amazing. However, for board and committee members, I must admit, there's a new syndrome out there, and it's called Zoom meeting fatigue. And we all know that in the end, nothing really beats the social and human interactions before, during, and after meetings, which take place when you're there. So in the future, once we get back to some semblance of normal, I'm looking forward to in-person meetings. However, if there's some form of hybrid out there, that increases our ability to participate in town governance, I'm all for it.
Thank you. Second question. What are your thoughts on presenting an override for the voters' consideration in the form of a debt exclusion ballot question to fund the construction of a new DPW building and finish the repairs of the entire 4,000 feet of the seawall? In addition, what are your thoughts on an override in form of a ballot question to fund an operational override for certain portions of the operating budget, such as public safety budgets like fire, police, DPW, and/or the school department? You have 3 minutes.
Last autumn, at the beginning of the fiscal 21 budget process, at the Finance Committee meeting, all the talk was about an override. We were seeing huge increases in cost of services, but we worked it. Renee, John Adams, department heads, we in the Finance Committee, fiscal advisor, and the Selectmen. In the end, we delivered a balanced budget without needing that override for now. There are big needs out there, like you mentioned, the DPW barn, Powder Point Bridge, the seawall, and there is a growing concerns that the Duxbury Public Schools are not where they should be. I believe the voters are looking for the Selectmen to do 2 things. First is to thoroughly work the problem, both short-term and long-term strategically, always keeping in mind that it is the taxpayers' hard-earned money that they're dealing with. And secondly, to lead, engage, and support the community in a conversation about its needs and priorities. Only then, with that structure, the robust review and plan, community engagement and buy-in, can a ballot be presented to the voters that stands any chance of being approved.
Thank you. Third question. Currently, there is no cure or vaccine for COVID-19. Students are expected to resume classes in mid-September, and the reopening plans will be chosen between full-time in-person, full-time virtual learning, and/or a hybrid of the 2. Given the 3 models being contemplated, how does this relate to the town's reopening plans? You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. At yesterday's school committee meeting, the school committee voted on and approved a hybrid model for the coming school year that combines in-person and remote learning. Out of all the valuable services that the town provides, the library serves an important function and will need to be open, available, and have in place all the necessary health and safety protocols. The library provides consistent internet access to support remote learning for students who may not have that level of access at home. It also provides a study area for students to work in after their in-person day. They're not directly associated with the town's reopening. The Plymouth County CARES Act has made available to Duxbury $1.4 million through September 30th, of which the town has already earmarked $673,000 to augment the school's budget. Plymouth County has only allocated half the CARES Act funds that are available, and the next stimulus bill is looking to provide additional funding for school reopening. There's money out there, and the town can really help the schools by continuing to apply for state and federal funding to cover the school's budget, to cover for the additional pandemic-related costs that will be incurred.
Thank you. Fernando Guitart. Please remember to vote in the town election scheduled to be held on Tuesday, September 1st. I'm Julie Thompson for PAC TV. Stay informed, keep it local. Good day.